I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com and welcome first of all to PhoneDog Charlotte, the new office that is, but second of all, got some more ice cream sandwich in the house. I'm here with the Samsung Galaxy S2 on AT&T, the original one, not the Skyrocket or all the different variations. The original HSPA Plus Galaxy S2. It's got ice cream sandwich with TouchWiz 4.0. Let's take a look in the full walkthrough. Look what we found, ice cream sandwich on the Samsung Galaxy S2 on AT&T. You can download this through Keys now by plugging it into your computer and getting that download on, but you Galaxy S2 customers on AT&T, you've gotten this. So T-Mobile Galaxy S2 customers have it, AT&T Galaxy S2 customers have it. Still no word on Skyrocket, Galaxy Note, any of the other kind of variations of Galaxy S2 devices, and of course the Galaxy S Note. Still no word like when the Epic 4G Touch is going to get it and things like that. But before we jump into the software update, gotta give some big hugs and love to Best Buy Mobile for helping us with our One Paw Bandit game. They hook us up with all kinds of phones, and so we give them some love in the videos as our way of saying thanks. When you walk into Best Buy Mobile, you'll walk out working. They'll help you set up your email, your web, your contacts, your settings. They'll help you get everything set up, and if you're buying this device, they'll walk you through keys and how to upgrade it to ice cream sandwich, so when you walk out the door, you're good to go. Now, out of the gate, you're going to see the AT&T stuff here. Smart Wi-Fi is a new one, but you'll see Navigator, Family Map, Code Scanner, all of those things. Live TV, you'll see Keys Air over here as well. The typical Samsung stuff, Social Hub, but you're going to see immediately the ice cream sandwich influences here. You're going to see the font differences, you're going to see the search bar differences, you're going to see little things like this when you press and hold, and you see the Task Manager, and you can either go into Task Manager or you can individually kill applications by doing it the typical ice cream sandwich way. So you can see bam, bam, that kind of stuff, and remove it. Now, interestingly enough, I've noticed that with running ice cream sandwich, I don't want to call it a lag because that's not it, but I've noticed that it's taking some time to get used to the way the gestures work. You know, I carried the Galaxy S2 when it came out last year for a period of time, then I carried the AT&T one for a brief period of time. Very similar with the exception of the capacitive buttons, and while I'm on it, just to show you the lock screen here, you can see the ice cream sandwich fonts here. But it does take some time, not saying it's any slower, but it does take some time to get used to the gesture input, because I've noticed it responds just a little bit differently to the way that I touch. And I think it's one of those things, kind of like when you go from iOS to Android or from Android to Windows Phone, you kind of get used to how the phone responds to you. It is kind of a different feeling going from gingerbread to ice cream sandwich. It just responds a little bit differently. So you can see I'm pushing down the notification bar here, and you can just see it's kind of responding differently. That's the best way I can explain it. But you're going to see the influences of ice cream sandwich here. Let's take a look at settings. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, data usage. You got all your call, sound, and display settings. One of my favorite things about the new version of Android 4.0, or one of the things about the new version that's coming on Galaxy S2 and some of these other devices, I love the fact that Samsung is including a battery percentage option. Unfortunately, it's not here. So you can see on the Galaxy S2, I've scoured far and wide and can't find the battery percentage meter. So you can see on other devices like the Galaxy S3, for example, you can see that over here it's 66%. So you don't see that over here. No option to do that, unfortunately. It's a nice indicator to have without rooting or hacking the device. Otherwise, typical stuff here, clock, I can show the weather on the home screen, I can show screen timeout, font style, all that typical stuff that I'm familiar with. But then you get some other goodies as well. We'll go into security here so you can see screen lock, you've got your face unlock option, and it's there. And then over through here, again, typical font setup. We'll go into messaging so you can take a look. You're going to immediately notice it's been replaced. That stock gingerbread keyboard's been replaced with a stock ice cream sandwich keyboard. You have to come up here, though, to access your input. You've got the Samsung keypad, you have swipe, and then, of course, you have Google Voice typing as well. But for those of you that like the stock Android keyboard, you're in luck because it does still have the ice cream sandwich keyboard. I happen to be a fan of this, and we'll do a quick test here. The Quick Brown Fox, well, we'll say the Quick Brown Fox is in a new, Quick Brown Fox moved offices as well. Quick Brown Fox is in a new office is what I was trying to type, but you can see transition effects relatively fast here, and I want to take you in quickly to the browser so you can see the differences here, and you can see this kind of new browser bar up here with this new option. It's kind of gray, and then I have the option to add new windows, and this is kind of similar to previous versions, but where you're going to see the difference here again is the actual bar up top with the gray background and things like that. Another option here, we can go in and we can type something, let's say, and of course I'm offline right now, which is why it's not giving me the option to do voice commands. But if I were online, I could do the typical voice stuff that you can do with ice cream sandwich. So it's a nice touch. And you're going to see some changes up here. Take a look at the battery indicator and then take a look. I'll wait for it to focus in here. And slowly but surely it's going to come into view, and you can see the new signal strength indicator and the new battery life meter. Otherwise, Pretty similar here. You do get, I'll show you the widgets just so you can see what you get out of the gate here. Typical stuff and a typical format, I should say, is TouchWiz 4.0, but we can come over here and say Gmail, for example. Let's have a Gmail widget. And I don't have a Gmail account, but if I did, I could do the stock widgets that you're familiar with, the ones that are resizable, and ice cream sandwich. I don't have anything attached to this because it doesn't have a SIM card in it, but if it did, I could obviously take advantage of that. Otherwise, no real differences here to the look and feel, but you can see again, it is a little bit of a difference to the gesture input, and that's something you're going to have to get used to if you've used this device for like a year or 6 months, whatever, and you're moving up to ice cream sandwich. You're going to have to realize that it does take some time to get used to the gesture input. So again, there's Google search, and like I showed you a minute ago, easy to remove all of those tasks. And one other thing I want to show you before we sign off, I don't think they made any changes. I can't remember. I don't think they made any changes to the camera. Yeah, that's what I thought. No changes to the camera on this device. Quite a few changes to the Motorola user interface as they moved from Gingerbread to Android 4.0, but no huge changes over here with the exception of new fonts. Otherwise, pretty similar in the look and feel department here. Logs, favorites, and then of course contacts. And we can come in here and you can see some differences here as well. AT&T customer care, you can see the new edit button. You can just see kind of a layout similar to ice cream sandwich here with the picture, and then I can hit back simply by hitting that. And I have my favorites over here, and if I had those, they would appear in typical ice cream sandwich format. Much more coverage to come on PhoneDog.com with ice cream sandwich. As these devices get ice cream sandwich or as they get Jelly Bean, if I have them in the office, we're going to do some videos, my friends. Ice cream sandwich updates are always fun. They never get old, at least for me. I hope they don't get old for you. We'll be sure to do more in the future. In the meantime, be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/PhoneDog. Hit us up. Let us know what you want to see in your device. You want to see ice cream sandwich, you want to see Jelly Bean, let us know, and hit me up on Twitter as well. Let me know if you like this update or if you hate it. PhoneDog_Aaron on Twitter, Facebook, facebook.com/PhoneDogAB. Thanks for watching. More to come on the ice cream sandwich rollout of 2012 on PhoneDog.com.